Well, we find ourselves in 2026, the start of a new year. And for me personally, that means setting some new goals. And I know that New Year's resolutions are very popular, but also that not everybody likes New Year's resolutions. Some people think they're stupid. Some people would say, like, hey, if you're going to start doing something, why not start doing it today? Like, why wait? And I agree. Some of that stuff, like if you're like, hey, I'll stop smoking in the new year. I don't know, maybe for your own health, maybe stop now, right? But a lot of us, the new year is meaningful. Like when you think about it, humans, we everything is timed to us, right? Our calendar, our schedule, right? Like I got to be somewhere in 15 minutes or like it's the end of the day, you know what I mean? And even like our ages, we measure our age in a year, right? So a year seems to be an important milestone for a lot of us. And I think it's a chance for us to mentally reset or look back on the previous year and make changes for the next year to come. I've always been somebody that's made goals every year, and thankfully, I got to say, I'm a pretty fairly driven person, and I'm usually pretty good at keeping most of the things that I say I'll do in the new year. So, as per the usual, I've made some goals, and I thought I would mention them. Maybe I'm just putting it out there to keep myself accountable, but we can check in at the end of the year and see how I've done. The first goal is to finish this personal training specialist course to be a fitness trainer, a certified fitness trainer. This has been almost 5 months I've been working on this, and I've completed my written examination. I did well. I've completed the course, and in a couple of weeks I have my practical exam. And I mean, I've been preparing, so I've been preparing, so I should do pretty good. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Once I have that, then the real scary stuff, the real hard stuff starts, right? And that is looking for a job, and that is terrifying. We are in a horrible economy to be looking for a job. Also, I actually was just watching a news story this morning about how a lot of companies are using AI to like sift through all of the resumes. So this is a terrifying time. Like 15 years ago, if I was looking for a job, I would have said, "Oh, it'll take me like less than a week. It'll take me a few days. I'll put out like 20 resumes. I'll get like five, six interviews, and then I'll pick which one of those jobs I want." And that's not the case anymore. And when you consider I've trained for an industry that's even smaller, right? Like how many gyms and opportunities for a fitness trainer are there? And the original plan was the opportunity was going to be to open my own business, but even that doesn't mean your business is going to be successful. Um, but that leads into the next goal, which is to finish the home renovation. And the whole point of this channel was to be sort of a diary, a journal of starting over in life. And I don't know how long we will have this house. Could be 6 months, could be 6 years. That's probably not true, but it could be a while. We want to get the most we can out of this house. So I'm currently finishing a home renovation. And by home renovation, I mean the term lipstick on a pig gets thrown around a bit. And that's what we're talking about here. Just basically, like I've taken all the doors off and painted them and put new hardware on. We're taking all the kitchen cabinet doors off and sanding them and repainting everything. So we're not like putting a new kitchen in, but we're trying to make the kitchen look new again. And that should be done in the next few months. But because of that and not knowing how long I'll be here, I didn't want to start a home business because I don't know what's going to happen to the home I live in now. So that leaves me looking for work out there and getting back on my feet in a new business and working for somebody else, most likely. I would still love to be my own boss again and do personal training out of a home gym, but that may be something that has to wait for the future. So getting through this home renovation is my second goal. Sorry, third, I guess, because the first one was finishing the trainer's course and then getting a job. That's number two. And then finishing the home reno. That's three. And those are the three big ones for this year. I do have a little side goal for myself. I would really like to learn French. I tried learning Spanish a number of years ago, about 20 years ago. I was dating a girl from Venezuela and she started teaching me Spanish. And I've always wanted to learn another language. And I was doing okay. Like I was getting there. I was like on my commute back and forth to work. I was listening to Spanish for Dummies. Like I was into it. But once we separated and I no longer had somebody to speak Spanish to, it kind of went down the tubes. And I've always wanted to be like, at least conversational in another language. And here in Canada, French makes sense. It's not my favorite language, but it makes sense because it gives me more opportunities here in Canada to be bilingual because we are a bilingual country. And I think I've been holding on to this little pipe dream of maybe starting over in Montreal. It's one of my favorite cities that I've been to. I really love it there. And it helps for sure. Do you have to speak French to live in Montreal? No, but you'll get some side eyes all the time for sure. So it helps quite a bit if you do know how to speak French. Maybe that's just a little pipe dream that I hold on to that makes me feel better in the dark times. And I go, yeah, but maybe we could just start over in Montreal. And it sounds all romantic, right? But so that's sort of the fourth dangling little goal is to start. I don't expect to be fluent by the end of the year, but I would really love to start learning French and learning another language. And I think it's just good. I'm somebody that likes to constantly be learning and reading and discovering new things. And I've kind of always been jealous of people that could speak a second language. I always thought that was really cool to be able to speak two languages. So, and I also have some music projects, but I made a little video on my music YouTube channel about those. And those aren't really goals. They're goals, but they're goals in a specific hobby that I do. So, but I do have some music goals, some things that I want to do this year, put out a few little short albums and work on some different genres of music. But that's outside of like, we're talking big life goals, right? Life goals here. And that's to be a trainer and to finish this home renovation and to learn French and feel like I'm moving forward with my life still. All right, I guess we'll check in at the end of the year and see how I did with keeping on track with these goals for 2026.